So go ahead and raise your hand in the chat, and we will start with some questions from Mike, and we'll start with Kelly Quinlan. Go ahead, Kelly.
And Mike, you guys have obviously played a pretty hard schedule up to this point, and now you get to play 1 and 2 or 2 and 1. I forget what the order is, but just kind of how important is this week in terms of you guys kind of trying to reset the narrative right now with the team, and you got a nice win to kind of get some momentum as well.
I would say it's one of the biggest weeks we've had so far this season. Like you said, playing the 1 and playing the number 2 seeds in our conference. We've had a tough schedule all year, but right here, this is something that we really want right now. This opportunity to be able to play these top teams right here, and hopefully get a win from these 2 games. So for us, we're just taking one day at a time, one game at a time, and hopefully we come out victorious.
All right, Ken, next to you.
Michael, you had a really nice shooting game and played a nice all-overall game against Clayton State. And Coach was telling us after the game, that first possession, Coach had drawn it up for you to go around the screen and take the 3. Before that, it's almost, I would wonder if, is it good to have it that way where it's coming and you're going to have a clear shot, or would you rather have it I'll just take it in the flow and get things going?
It's kind of like a mixture of both, man. When you have some type of plays that you set up where you're going to get it in certain spots or certain areas that you're really good at and you excel at. So for that first place that we ran against Clayton State, that was a good one because that's one of my favorite spots to shoot from. And to be able to come off that, I had my feet set and I knew it was good coming off my hand. So
yeah,
something like that, yeah.
How did that feel when it went in?
Felt great. I went through a little bit of a shooting slump a little bit. Like I said in a previous interview that I just have to be better all around. So shooting has to be better and everything like that. So that one under my belt was a great game.
We'll go next to Rod McKenzie. Go ahead, Rod.
Hey, Mike, on the same subject, with the 6 rebounds, 7 assists, did that help you get into the flow of the game, make you relax a little and lead to the scoring that you showed?
Yes, a big thing that we've had so far is a main focus of ours is to have fun. Regardless of the outcome of what's going on, as long as we go out there and compete and have fun, that's all you really ask for at the end of the day. Generally, I love this game of basketball. So for me to be able to find my teammates open for shots and things like that, to see them knock down shots, it was great.
Back to Kelly Quinlan. Go ahead, Kelly.
Just in terms of speeding your shot up and your internal clock a little bit, is that something you've been working on the last couple of weeks, given just how teams are guarding you, that you have to be a little quicker with the trigger?
Yes, that's something that Coach has been talking with me for a couple of years now. Is teams are going to lock in on that. They know I can really shoot the ball really well. So teams like that are going to center that and focus and make that a key point. So for me, individually, the things I had to work on is getting my shot off quicker. So those are things that I've definitely been working on after practice. Getting extra reps up, getting extra routines up and stuff. So that's something that I've been a focal point.
Back to Ken Segura. Go ahead, Ken.
Michael, I'm curious about your NIL deal with Morgan & Morgan. First, kind of how it came about, but then also just what is it like to see yourself on a billboard?
It's amazing, man. First off, I would say that I grew up in Orlando, and that's something where Morgan & Morgan is really originated from. Dan Morgan is also a guy that I am a great friend with. We grew up just knowing each other and stuff, and he's been around the basketball scene for a while. So we connected and always thought about something that to come out with this size matters type of deal, this billboard type of thing. So it's been in a year in the making that we've been talking about and discussing about it too. So when the NIL passed, we've been basically just breaking out things and opportunities that we can find together to be able to make this thing happen. So just seeing it now completed and actually having to be able to go outside and be able to see that on a billboard and see it around campus and stuff is amazing. It's a surreal moment for me to be in college and to see those type of things.
And I guess as a follow-up, I guess you've done something with a Bitcoin company, is that right?
I'm also with Bitcoin America. That's further down the road as well too. That's like an early investment too. But right now it's like an NIL deal, which just to get it open because it's just as a beginning company too as well. So they're just.
Were you paid in Bitcoin?
No, I'm paid general money, but eventually it will start to become Bitcoin. It would be like an early investment type of deal.
Okay, and last thing in that regard, you seem like you've been pretty active with that. Kind of what has been your approach and how have these deals come about?
Well, the main thing is keeping the main thing, which is basketball. You know, that's my main concern. But other things is we finally have opportunities to make some type of money throughout our name, and that's something that I just trying to been figuring out basically on my own. And I have some individuals that help me out too as well, regardless of my mom and stuff too. So just trying to figure that type of road out. It's new to everybody, so for that, it's just trying to find opportunities and stuff to make the most out of it. So.
Back to Rod McKenzie. Go ahead, Rod.
Hey, Mike, I noticed during some of the pauses in the game, like at the foul line, that type of thing, that you were talking it up with a lot of the players that maybe were struggling a little and trying to get them going. Is that something you were focused on going into the game?
Yes, encouraging guys is the biggest thing, building confidence into the younger guys and stuff, man. It's been a tough season for us, but I feel like we're getting over that hump. We're starting to find our groove, and guys are starting to understand the real concept of playing in the ACC. You know, every game is a real tough one. It's going to be competitive. It's going to be huge. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of stuff going on. So for us, it's just, well, for me as a leader, is encouraging these guys to be able to make shots and all that type of stuff. So to keep building confidence in them.
Back to Kelly Quinlan. Kelly.
Mike, how do you feel like the offense has kind of evolved over the last few weeks? It seems like you guys are starting to figure some things out where you're not so hard on the Princeton post feed stuff, but being able to move the ball around a little bit more.
Coach has simplified it a little bit more for us, and just tells us to go out there, and his main thing is cutting hard. So for me, I know guys are going to lock in and key on me. So if I could take two guys with me, it gives opportunities for other guys to have open threes and open shots and open opportunities. So for that, coach has just simplified it more for us. And we just, mostly another thing too is we've been pretty good in transition too. So that opens up a lot when we don't have to set into our offense too.
Back to Ken Segura. Ken.
Michael, I was curious, you came in with Khalid, and I'm sure you got to know him pretty well over the years. Kind of, what is he like away from the court, kind of with when you guys are hanging out?
So that's one of my best friends, Cleve Moore is. We, like you said, we came in together, and he's one of the most laid back guys you ever meet. He's one of the most quiet guys too, but once you get to know him, he starts to open up a lot more too as well. But a great guy. He's a tough guy too. He wants to compete every day. And he's a great person, man. He's one of my best friends that I consider too as well. So he's a great guy that you can count on too. So, but he's mostly a guy that opens up once you get to know him. But if he doesn't know you, he doesn't really open up at all.
What's something you guys make fun of him for?
We don't really make fun of him for much. I mean, he's really quiet and stuff too. So we like to crack jokes and stuff on other guys too. Just have open conversation. That's really much it.
Back to Rod McKenzie. Go ahead, Rod.
Hey, Mike, we got to talk to the three freshmen after the game and just find out where they're at now in the season. What is your observation on how far they've progressed?
Man, I'm so happy for those guys. I'm so proud of them, how far they came since they came in this past summer. They want to learn. That's the biggest thing too. They always coming up to me and asking me things and want to learn the game of basketball and just learning how we run stuff here at Georgia Tech. So for them just to see their progress throughout the season, man, it's been surreal. So to be able to lead those guys and see what they're going to end up doing further down the road, man, it's just I can't wait. So they're just taking it one day at a time. That's why I tell them, man, in this game, man, you're going to have highs, lows, ups, downs, lefts, right, but you just got to stay with it and keep the same focus, same mentality.
Okay, looks like that's all we got. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, guys. You guys have a good one.
You too.